Welcome to Trend Hub, August 14th, 2025, a date that would soon be etched into the memory of every Filipino and indeed, the world. The world seemed to stop in its tracks as breaking news flashed across every screen. The Philippines had discovered the Luzon supergiant. In Manila, the president stood before a sea of cameras and microphones, the weight of history on their shoulders, announcing a discovery that would forever alter the nation's destiny. This was not just another oil field, it was a supergiant, an oil reserve so vast, it rivaled the largest in the world. The room erupted in disbelief and excitement. Reporters struggled to process the sheer scale of the find, over 100 billion barrels, more than the reserves of Russia. The numbers seemed almost impossible. For decades, the Philippines had been at the mercy of global oil prices, always importing, always vulnerable to the whims of the market and the politics of oil-rich nations. Now, the script had flipped. The Philippines was on the verge of energy independence, a dream that once seemed out of reach. The announcement sent shockwaves through global markets. Oil prices tumbled, analysts scrambled to make sense of the new reality, and investors watched in awe as the world's energy landscape shifted overnight. On the streets, Filipinos gathered around screens in homes, stores, and public squares, hope and disbelief mixing in equal measure as they tried to grasp what this meant for their future. The phrase Luzon supergiant was everywhere, on billboards and newspapers, on everyone's lips, a symbol of a new era dawning for the nation. This was more than oil. It was a declaration to the world. The Philippines was ready to lead, to take its place among the world's energy giants. The discovery was a testament to Filipino ingenuity and perseverance, the result of years of quiet, determined work by scientists, engineers, and visionaries who refused to give up. Suddenly, the world needed the Philippines, not the other way around. International leaders and corporations scrambled to open new dialogues and partnerships. The news united the nation, rich and poor, young and old, around a shared dream of prosperity and progress, bridging divides that had long separated communities. For a country battered by storms, disasters, and setbacks, this was a moment of collective hope, a chance to rise above adversity and imagine a brighter tomorrow. The Luzon supergiant promised not just wealth, but a chance to rewrite the nation's story, to transform the Philippines from a resource-dependent importer to a global energy powerhouse. The initial government bulletin was simple, but its impact was seismic. Luzon supergiant confirmed, estimated reserves, 100 billion barrels. Overnight, the world's energy map had been redrawn, with the Philippines now a central player in the global oil narrative. The Philippines was no longer a footnote in the global story, it was the headline, the focus of international attention and speculation. As the world watched, Filipinos began to imagine a future where prosperity was within reach for all, where dreams of education, opportunity, and security could finally become reality. The discovery was a signal to the world. A new power was rising in Southeast Asia, ready to shape the region's future. The nation's destiny had changed in an instant, and the possibilities seemed endless. The world would never see the Philippines the same way again. A new chapter had begun, and the eyes of the world were watching. The Luzon supergiant isn't just another oil find, it's a game changer. A discovery that will reshape the nation's destiny and send ripples across the global energy landscape. For decades, Philippine oil fields were small, scattered, and barely made a dent in the country's growing energy needs. Local production was modest, and the nation relied heavily on costly imports to keep the lights on and industries running. Now, everything has changed. This new field is measured in tens of billions of barrels, instantly catapulting the Philippines into the ranks of the world's top oil producers, alongside giants like Saudi Arabia and Russia. It's what the industry calls a supergiant, a rare and coveted find that every oil company dreams of, but only a handful ever discover in their lifetimes. Even more remarkable, the oil here is light, sweet crude, the most valuable and easiest to refine. This type of oil is highly sought after for its efficiency and lower environmental impact. This means higher prices, strong demand from refineries across Asia and beyond, and a steady stream of revenue for the country for years to come. The field sits squarely within the Philippines' exclusive economic zone, avoiding the regional disputes that have plagued other discoveries in the South China Sea. Legal clarity means stable investment, more jobs, and direct benefits for millions of Filipinos, transforming lives and communities across the archipelago. The Luzon supergiant is both a geological marvel and a geopolitical masterstroke, putting the Philippines on the map as a major energy player. It repositions the Philippines at the heart of a new energy frontier, opening doors to new partnerships and economic opportunities. The world's attention is now fixed on the archipelago, as investors, governments, and energy experts watch closely. For the first time, the Philippines holds the cards, shaping its own energy future and negotiating from a position of strength. The nation's energy future is secure, and the world is taking notice as a new chapter in Philippine history begins. For generations, the Philippines depended on imported energy, vulnerable to every global shock. The Luzon supergiant changes everything. The country is poised to become not just self-sufficient but a major exporter. Billions once spent on foreign oil can now fuel domestic growth. Energy security means stable prices, new jobs, and a powerful voice in global markets. The Philippines will set prices, not just follow them. Factories, transport, and homes will benefit from reliable, affordable energy. The nation's new status will attract investment and reshape regional alliances. As a key supplier to Asia's giants, the Philippines gains unprecedented leverage. The era of dependence is over. A new energy superpower has arrived. The discovery has ignited a wave of national pride. For too long, the Philippines' story was one of struggle and sacrifice. Now it's a story of homegrown success and hope. Overseas, Filipino workers dream of coming home to new opportunities. Oil wealth promises better schools, hospitals, and jobs for all. The find is a triumph of Bayanihan, Filipino unity and ingenuity. There's a growing consensus: this resource belongs to every Filipino. The government pledges a sovereign wealth fund to secure the future. The vision use oil to build a diversified, sustainable economy. For the first time in generations, the future looks dazzling. The Philippines stands on the brink of a golden age. The Luzon supergiant is a story of Filipino brilliance, not luck. The discovery was made by the Philippine National Oil Company and University of the Philippines scientists. They challenged old assumptions, developing the revolutionary SINAG-7 seismic technology. SINAG-7 revealed what others missed: a massive reservoir sealed beneath volcanic rock. Led by Dr. Elena Reyes, the team overcame skepticism and funding hurdles. Their breakthrough proved Filipino science could lead the world. The intellectual property and expertise remain in the Philippines. This success inspires a new generation to pursue science and engineering. Universities are seeing a surge in STEM applications. The story of Dr. Reyes and her team is now national legend. The Philippines isn't just exporting oil, it's exporting innovation. The world is finally recognizing Filipino genius. The numbers are staggering: 102 billion barrels of recoverable oil, hidden beneath the Philippine seabed. To put that in perspective, this is a volume so vast it could fill millions of Olympic-sized swimming pools, and it's all waiting to be tapped. That's more than the proven reserves of Russia, the UAE, or even Kuwait, nations long considered oil giants on the world stage. The oil itself is premium light sweet crude, low in sulfur, exceptionally high in value, and much easier to refine than heavier grades. This means lower costs and higher profits for every barrel produced. At today's prices of $80 a barrel, the reserves are worth over $8 trillion, an amount that could reshape the entire Philippine economy and elevate its global standing. Annual revenues could reach hundreds of billions of dollars, easily dwarfing the country's current GDP and opening doors to unprecedented growth. This newfound wealth can erase national debt, fund world-class infrastructure, improve education, and secure prosperity for generations of Filipinos to come. Production is set to begin within 5 years, with peak output projected at 5 million barrels per day, making the Philippines a major player in the global oil market. The Philippines will soon join the ranks of the world's top 5 oil producers, standing shoulder to shoulder with the industry's biggest names. Fast development is possible thanks to clear legal ownership, strong government support, and the use of advanced extraction technology. The world is watching closely as the Philippines prepares to deliver on this historic promise, drawing attention from investors and global leaders alike. The nation's economic landscape is about to be transformed, with new opportunities and a brighter future on the horizon for millions. The Luzon supergiant is truly a once-in-a-century opportunity, one that could define the destiny of the Philippines for generations to come. The Luzon supergiant is the engine for a new era of Philippine prosperity. Tens of thousands of high-paying jobs will be created, reversing the brain drain. Oil wealth will fund a nationwide infrastructure overhaul. modern roads, ports, and power grids. Imagine high-speed rail, new airports, and a stable energy grid powered by Filipino oil. The government's PAG-ASA fund will invest in education and healthcare for all. Free, quality education and world-class hospitals will become the norm. Investment in research and innovation will drive long-term growth. A better educated, healthier population will fuel a virtuous cycle of development. The economy will diversify beyond remittances and services. The Philippines can become a hub for manufacturing, technology, and finance. Oil is just the beginning. The real goal is a resilient, inclusive economy. With great wealth comes great risk. The resource curse has trapped many oil-rich nations in corruption and stagnation. The Philippines is determined to avoid this fate. An independent body will oversee the PAG-ASA fund, modeled on Norway's system. Strict anti-corruption laws and citizen watchdogs will ensure transparency. Environmental risks are real. Deepwater drilling must be safe and sustainable. The government pledges world-class standards and a multi-billion-dollar contingency fund. Avoiding Dutch disease means investing oil wealth in other industries. The key use oil to build a strong, diversified economy for the future. The nation's greatest challenge is to turn this windfall into lasting prosperity. The Luzon supergiant has redrawn the world's energy map. The Philippines is now a major player, not just a strategic ally. The US and Western allies welcome a new, stable oil supplier in Asia. For China, Japan, and South Korea, the discovery is a game changer. Cheaper, closer energy. The Philippines must balance powerful neighbors and maximize its advantage. Global oil markets will feel the impact. More supply, lower prices, and new competition. OPEC faces a formidable new rival. The Philippines' rise brings stability and opportunity to the Indo-Pacific. The world is watching a nation's transformation and the dawn of a new energy era. The Philippines is no longer just a neighbor, it's a vital energy partner. The future of global energy now runs through Manila.